I wanted to show you another piece of equipment we have. It's the button machine. You might be familiar with this if you've ever done Artist Alley or anything like that before. It makes little pinback buttons, kind of like this, and you can see these ones have holographic sheen. Anything you can print on a piece of paper, you can turn into a button. What's cool about our machine is it's actually modular, so these top and bottom pieces come off, and you can replace them to have 3 different sizes. This is our littlest size. We also have medium and our largest size, which is about that big. Another cool thing about this machine is that it also cuts the paper. You don't have to have a separate tool for cutting, and you definitely don't have to sit there and try to cut perfect circles with scissors. So the button machine is going to be available in the Adventure Forge, or it already is, but it's going to be available to the public in the Adventure Forge starting Q2 of 2022. Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about one of the all-ages role-playing games we have here at The Adventure Begins. It's called Magical Kitties Save the Day. It's an all-ages game. It's aimed for kids, but you can play it as an adult too, and they do recommend having an adult be the game master or the dungeon master, basically. As soon as you open the box, there's going to be a choose-your-own-adventure picture book that kind of teaches you the rules of the game. You can play that by yourself, and then you get a feel for it so you can run with younger children. The lore of the game is that the players will play as a cat, a pet cat, and have a human who has problems, and their pet cat has magical powers that they use to help the human. The pet cat has to keep these powers a secret, though. What's interesting is even though it's called Magical Kitties Save the Day, and all the rules refer to cats, there's really nothing in the rules that say you can't be a bunny, or any kind of house pet, dog, dragon if you feel adventurous. So the core mechanics of the game are real simple. You roll 1 to 4 6-sided dice, D6s, versus a difficulty set by the GM. And any dice that rolls that number or higher counts as a success. You get 1 success, you get what you want, but there's a complication. You get 2 successes, you get what you want, end of story. You get 3 or more successes, and you get what you want, and a bonus that carries over. So there's no adding, you don't have to add the dice together or anything like that. But there is a range of, you don't just get what you want, you can also have a complication involved. Something I really like about this game is that it has a differential damage system. So there are owies and there are injuries. Your cat character can take owies and be unharmed, but if they take too many, they get an injury, which removes a dice from their dice pool. At the end of a scene, or basically any kind of one area game, you lose all your owies and you lose 1 injury, so it's very forgiving. So you don't have to sit there worrying that they're going to do something so crazy that they knock out their cat, basically. Another thing that I really like about this system is that all these modules that you have, they have adventures in them, but they also have hooks for other adventures. So if you play through one, you can see they're pretty thin. If you play through one, you're like, well, that was fun, but I want more. They've got more hooks so you can be creative and set up your own adventure with the ingredients they give you. And as you can see, there's multiple adventure books. You can play as cats in space, you can play as cats in fairy tales, and you can even play as cats without humans if you're like me and you're like, what are these humans doing in my cat game? You can play as cats just by themselves. It's a real fun game, not just for kids, but for older people too who want a rules-light experience. So at The Adventure Begins, we carry the Magical Kitties box set, which has everything you need to start playing. We also have the additional modules. We also have an additional deluxe kit, which comes with some special features and cooler art. So come check it out.
Check it out, man. This is Jason making terrain.
I'm Jason, and I'm making terrain.
And that was Jason making terrain.
Today I'm going to feature a game that we have available at The Adventure Begins called Masquerade. It's a fun game where you're trying to collect the most coins using the power of masks. The thing about the game is that you're not quite sure what mask you have at any given time. You can look at your mask or you can use its ability. You can't do both. And when you use its ability, you don't actually have to have that mask. You just have to convince everybody else you do. However, if they do challenge you, you might risk losing the coins. However, if they challenge you and you're right, well, you keep the coins. So it's a kind of a fast-paced guessing game where you're trying to remember when you swapped, what mask you have, and if anyone else knows what mask you have. It's definitely fun for like a party if you want something a little more thinky, but not quite to the level of like full-on war game. So come down to The Adventure Begins and check it out. Hey, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a game I really enjoy that we have here at The Adventure Begins. It's called Here to Slay. It's by the same team that made Unstable Unicorns, if you're a fan of that game. It's a party game, so it's not an RPG, but it's themed around RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons. You assemble a team of different heroes and you're fighting monsters. And there are two ways to win, actually. You can either kill the most monsters, or you can have all the different classes of different heroes in your party. There are multiple expansions for this. Right now we have Warriors and Druids. We also have the little miniatures. They're not required to play, but they are adorable. Every character in this game is like a cute little animal person, which is cute to me. And as well as you can go online and make your own party leader. So if you want to play as like your cat or perhaps your own RPG character, you can go online and make an official party character and have it printed out and be accessible with the game. Thank you. Buy it. Hey, I would like to talk to you today about Kids on Bikes. It's a tabletop role-playing game inspired by Stranger Things, where you solve mysteries as kids and teens, and you're fighting against monsters in the supernatural. You can play in different eras, so you're not stuck to the 80s, and you can also play as different ages, so you can be adults too. What I like about Kids on Bikes is it's got a very high focus on the fiction and a collaborative nature between the GM and the players. One of its major features is the psychic character, basically the 11, which every person at the table, including the GM, plays together. We all have aspects of the character and you can activate them. So it's kind of a collaborative character in addition to, your player characters. And it's pretty rules light. There's only a couple of dice rolling systems. So if you're really into more of the fiction side of role playing, I would recommend Kids on Bike. And they do have another version coming out soon called Kids on Brooms, which is basically the same engine but more Harry Potter focused. Come by The Adventure Begins to see it and pick it up. Hi, I'm Austin and I'm back with another Tab Talk about a role-playing game you can pick up here at The Adventure Begins. It's based on Onward, the 2019 Pixar film that I really loved that unfortunately was hit pretty hard by the COVID shutdown. Anyway, the game is called Quest of Yore. They actually played in the movie themselves. It's very Dungeons and Dragons-like, but it's kind of not as complicated. If your kids mastered Magical Kitties or No Thank You Evil and they're ready for something that's a step up, I would recommend this game. It's a little more difficult than those games, but a little not quite up to Dungeons and Dragons level. The basic core of the game is that you have a character sheet and it lists how good you are, not only what actions you do, but how you do them. So if you punch someone, but you do it bravely, that's 2 dice you roll. So you roll a whole bunch of dice. It comes with the dice, they're color-coded. And it comes with not only 1 adventure, but 5 whole adventures in a total campaign, as well as 5 or 6 minis, I can count real good. Hex tiles, cards, player's guide, DM screen, everything you would possibly need for this game is in the box. Furthermore, what's cool about it is that it keeps a lot of the equipment and spellcasting simple by using cards. So instead of having to write a very detailed list on your character sheet, your children can just look at cards. It's definitely a game I would recommend having an adult as the dungeon master or the quest master in this case. But kids will love it. It's simple and it's a good introduction to tabletop role playing. Come on by.
All right, man, check it out. Welcome back to another segment of Hot Wings with Chaz, I guess. What do we call this? Hot Wings with Chaz?
Yeah.
All right, man, it's time to get saucy with yours truly.
Here we go.
All right, man, check it out. We're back again. I'm here with Candace. We've got another hot sauce review. This is the Drangonvio hot sauce. We're gonna do Life is Peachy. We'll have a graphic for you up there. Peach, garlic, habanero hot sauce. Let's see, Well, Life is Peach is a delicious blend of habaneros, garlic, peaches, orange, bell peppers, and apple cider. That's pretty cool, man. Vinegar and brown sugar. So,
Can never go wrong with vinegar and brown sugar.
that's right. So you can go to Drangonvio.com. I was in a music video the other weekend, and my buddy Jason Strings, he invited me, and he put this together. So, you know, him being a friend and all, we're going to try it out. How about that? Yeah?
Sounds good to me.
Life is peachy.
Life is peachy.
By the way, the wings come from Tapped. Tapped next door. Juicy baked chicken wings. They're delicious. Oh, well, that's there. There you are. It's kind of a thick sauce, yeah?
Ooh,
It's a little thick,
a little thicker than I expected it to be.
right? Now again, this is supposed to be medium. Do you do well with hot sauces?
I don't.
Do you not?
No, but it just sounded really good. It's got a lot of things that I like in it.
Yeah.
The garlic and the habanero I like. I know I just said that I'm not good with hot sauces, but I keep coming back to them.
Right on. That's that addictive personality she has. All right, well, let's dig into Life is Peachy. Oh, a little heat on the back end.
It's sweeter than I thought it would be.
Well, it is pretty sweet. That mango comes through. It's like you like there's a sweet, you hit mango, and then the spice. That spice doesn't hang around too long.
It's like one after the other.
Yeah, I never understood when people said there's different levels. That definitely has different levels.
It's got layers.
Different layers, man. That's awesome. The heat kind of stays with you for a second, but it's not overwhelming. I could totally eat this. I could put it on. I'll put it on any of my chicken wings, right here. What do you think? Is
Honestly,
this something you'll eat again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure. I think it'd be good on pizza.
Pizza, habanero mango pizza. Right on. Very cool, man. Well, check it out, dude. Don't forget to stop by Drangonvio. That's dragonvio.com. And check out this sauce and a whole bunch of other sauces from my buddy Strings, man. Life is peachy. This is peachy. It's peachy keen. You know? How's Candace? She'll buy it. She'll put it on pizza. You do the same. Cool, man. Till next time. Thanks, Jason. What are you doing?
Bagging and boarding.
For what? These are the wrong ones. These are the wrong ones.
They were here when I got here.
Mr. Bill told me to bag with. What are we bagging with?
Mr. Bill doesn't do anything with comics. You guys are fired.
Hi, it's Austin. I'm going to talk to you about another role-playing game I picked up recently. It's the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, and it's actually the playtest edition. So what that means is that it's not a complete game yet, but they're looking for people to buy it and get feedback. It's got all the components you need to play a game. They're just going to come out with even more stuff and more pre-made characters and adventures in the future. It's an interesting game. It only uses D6s, like the normal square dice, so you don't need to hold a dice set of different polyhedrons. And it's also very, very Marvel themed, in case you were wondering. Your stats spell out in acronym Marvel, and you use 3d6s, and one is a 1, so it's like Earth 616. Other than that, it's a pretty solid game. I kind of liked the simplicity of it. When you're going to open this book up, you're going to be like, wow, that's a lot of numbers in there. Don't worry. Once you get past character creation, it streamlines a whole lot. The basic idea is that you roll the 3d6, and if one of the middle one, which is a different color, lands on a 1 or a 6, it becomes a critical success or fail. So even if you get a 1 on one of the 6s, the D6s, it becomes a critical success. It's an interesting game. They've got some pre-made Marvel heroes like Iron Man in there, and you can make your own too. Would check it out if you're a superhero fan or a fan of anything Marvel, which maybe you are. And because this is the playtest version, if you have feedback and you want to give it to Marvel Company themselves and let them know, they are looking for feedback. So you can become part of the final game. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. I think it's cool.